Messi has his say.
When you think you've seen it all in boxing, Sabalenka being crowned champion, once again showing the world why he is the greatest. Left hook on the temple, unbelievable.
We start with a special showcase bout.
It's an absolute monster of a lightweight. What a moment! A history-making goal!
She wasn't going for goal, but she'll happily accept it.
It's gone all the way through, and look at this! Chewinga! Did you dare write Barcelona off?
The career of one of the all-time greats is all but over.
He must come back.
Uma oportunidade de dizer alguma coisa que eu acho que nunca disse.
Let's get this party started!
NFL Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl. It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Italia does it again. Look at the emotion.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
What's he got saying? Turn around. Or join them.
One time, stray dog.
You've got the instinct. Now, get the training. He took everything from me.
You might want to close your eyes.
If you find him, he's mine.
Revenge?
It's one of the great forces of nature.
Do you have it in you to make it epic?
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, in cinemas May 24. Book tickets now.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
Here we go, back in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the home of big-time boxing, and it doesn't get any bigger, does it, than the undisputed heavyweight title fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Fight week officially starts today, because today is Grand Arrivals, and it takes place in this magnificent, spectacular arena, Boulevard City. We've seen a few good Grand Arrivals. This one is going to blow your mind. Look how special it looks. And we're all here as well. This is the DAZN Boxing Show. Adi Oladipo, Barry Jones, Darren Barker. Look at the smiles on their faces. Look at the smiles. Darren, this is just as grand as it gets. And it should be this grand for the undisputed heavyweight title.
This is the grandest of them all. And so it should be. Like you said at the top of the show there, you know, this is the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. 25 years we waited for this. The first in the 4-belt era. This is special. This is grand. This is huge.
Yeah, Barry, look, me and you have done the 3 big Riyadh events before this one, but it almost feels like we've been building up to this one all the time, and we're just 4 days away, Baz, 4 days away.
I never thought I would see this. You know, we've had the fight postponed before. There was lots of back and forth with it, and it just thought it was one of those inevitable things that was not going to get over the line. Someone stepped in with a lot of power, a lot of influence, and a lot of money, and they made it happen. And I am so, so happy.
Yeah, it isn't just the 3 of us as well. Ali Drew is here with us as well. She's going to be interviewing all the fighters as they make their way to the main stage. But let's get this party started, as Mr. Michael Buffer would say. Let's throw it down to your MC to get the party started, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Arrivals for Ring of Fire, a great night of World Championship Boxing to be held this Saturday, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, K2 Promotions, and Sella. This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view, in the United States on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and in the UK on Sky Sports Box Office, TNT Sports Box Office, and DAZN. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al-Sheikh. Let's get things started. Our first 2 fighters competing this Saturday night in a scheduled 8-round international cruiserweight contest. Let's first welcome, fighting out of Frankfurt, Germany. He is undefeated with 12 wins, 10 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Michael Seitz.
Here comes Michael Seitz, unbeaten from Germany. But this will be David Nyika's toughest opponent. He's not just unbeaten and he's not fought anyone. He's actually fought some decent names on the record, and he's used to 10-rounders. Obviously, David Nyika hasn't done it, so an interesting fight to kick things off on Saturday.
The first thing you look at, and the first thing I was curious of, was the 10 knockouts in the 12 fights. That shows straight away he can punch. Yes, at a level, but he's decent. You know, he does the fundamentals really well. But he's in with a guy, Nyika, who's very, very good. Box is so pure, effortless. Could be a hard night for Seitz.
Yeah, what you got with Seitz, though, he is a decent, as well as the power, he obviously carries. I don't think he's a knockout dancer, but he's certainly heavy-handed. He has good feet, good movement.
Michael. You're the first to walk the purple carpet and you're the first to come out on this stage to open Fight Week here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. To be honest, I'm not used to something big like this. You know, I always fought on smaller events in Germany, and now I'm fighting on a big event like this in Saudi Arabia, one of the probably biggest events, like I said, for over 20 years now. It's incredible.
And how are you feeling ahead of your fight? You've got a tough one on Saturday night.
Yeah, I feel good. We had a good training camp. I trust my team, you know. I trust myself. Like, we worked really hard. And yeah, I know a lot about my opponent. He had a good amateur career with the bronze medal at the Olympics. But this was the past, you know. And other opponents, and I don't care about the past. It's about the future. It's about Saturday. And Saturday he will fight me. That's different, you know. So I feel good for Saturday and ready.
Brilliant. Well, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Let's now welcome a native of New Zealand, now making his home in Gatton, Queensland, Australia. He was a 2020 Olympic bronze medalist and now is a professional, undefeated with 8 wins, 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome David, the nice guy, Nyika.
David Nyika making his way to the stage. A lot of people are excited about him. A lot of people think that he has something special, that he could go all the way. And I know that's very early, only 8 fights, but so far, so good. And he's ready to almost be let off the leash a little bit as well.
I think so, with that amateur pedigree. I mean, just to be an Olympian is good, but to medal in the games is special. Like I said, he does everything with he's effortless, the way he does it. Beautiful jab, beautiful feet, so accurate, a real good talent.
Yeah, you know, he's a fantastic mover. He punches long. That's the point. He's really tall for the weight, but he punches long and he gets plenty of power. But the movement, the adaptability he has, I think it sets him apart. I do think he's a real talent, and I think he's destined to get to the top.
David, how are you enjoying being here in Saudi Arabia? Your first time fighting over here?
Yeah, it's an amazing place so far. Everyone has been super hospitable. It's a huge honour to be fighting as a part of the Riyadh season, and of course thank you to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for having me here and giving me the opportunity to demonstrate my ability and my talents.
Now, Saturday night, you're on a 5-fight knockout streak. Can we expect more from that on Saturday?
I'd say so. That's the reason I come here. I come to impress. If I can't get Michael Seitz out of the ring before the 6th round, I'm doing something wrong. And yeah, this is an opportunity to assert myself as a cruiserweight contender.
Well, it's great to have you here. Best of luck.
Cheers. Thank you.
You know what? There is something about him. And you know what, Daz? I like the idea of saying, you know, if I can't get him out there in 6.
Love that.
Yeah, like it's pressure, but he obviously wants that pressure.
It shows you how much he believes in himself and how far he believes he can go. Like I say, big fan. He does everything so well, and I think, as Barry says, he's got a great career in front of him.
Our next 2 fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Championship. First, coming to us from Porto, Portugal. His professional record, 9 wins, just 1 defeat. 4 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Octavio Tank Pudivitr.
Octavio Pudivitr making his way to the stage. I've seen him in and around the hotel for the last couple of days, and he is actually built like a tank. He really is. That nickname really serves him right. And you know, I've always felt that Riyadh Season gives people opportunities that we maybe not have heard of before. He's won, he's got a title opportunity, and I think he's going to come and fight. He's really going to go for it.
That's the one word there. He will come to fight. Seeing his past contest, he just likes to get stuck in. There's plenty of fight in there, no quit in him at all, and yeah, for sure he'll bring the action.
He's a little bit Tyson-esque, isn't he? Not Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson-esque, where he's very short and stocky, but he has that upper body movement, he has that pendulum motion. He gets low and jumps into his attacks.
Octavio, how special is it to be here on this platform during this fight week?
My English is bad, but I'm gonna try. It's very special for me, for my country. I have a good team, I have a good coach, good promoter. It's a big fight, it's a big event. I'm very happy for visit Saudi Arabia. It's very beautiful, and it's a big fight for me, and I'm so happy for this.
What can the fans expect from you on Saturday night?
The fans, every time I'm work hard for do my best, you know. Every time, every fight is same. I'm do my best. I'm give everything in the fight. This is the same.
Best of luck for Saturday night.
Thank you.
And now let's welcome a native of Poland, now fighting out of Kyiv, Ukraine. He is undefeated with 9 wins. 3 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Daniel Lapin.
The contrast between these two fighters is there to be seen. Daniel Lapin is as tall as Tyson Fury, basically. He's like 6'7". He's a massive light heavyweight, a bit of punching power as well. From Ukraine, around the Usyk camp. They think that they've got something special here, Baz.
Yeah, well, he's a talent. With the punching power, I'm not quite sure. I think because the way he moves, he doesn't really set his feet to throw his shots, and that might be a worry, you know, against someone his opponent who's short and stocky and will come forward. But the flip side of that is he has a guy who's going to walk onto that long uppercut, and the jab's really good from him, and he does spin around the target really well. So he uses every inch of that 6'6".
Let me tell you now, if anyone's got a chance of beating him, they're going to have razor sharp feet. His feet are so quick, he's going to be a nightmare to beat.
Yeah.
Daniel, it looks like you're taking in every moment of this. How good does it feel to finally be here?
Еще раз. Я себя чувствую отлично. Я провел довольно очень тяжелый сбор, довольно долгий сбор, и поэтому я готов на все 100%.
I feel super good. I'm born to win, and I'm always ready to fight.
What are you expecting from the fight on Saturday night?
Я от этого боя ожидаю только победы. Не просто так же я готовился 6 месяцев на этот бой.
Yes, I will win, and my preparation was 6 months, and I think I will win.
Brilliant. Best of luck.
He's confident, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like it, and rightly so. He's going to be confident, isn't he?
He's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
He's very smooth, very quick on his feet. He's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, he's going to be a nightmare. Again, part of the Usyk camp, and they're expecting their guys to do the job on Saturday and then go on and do more in boxing. All right, make sure you stick with us. Obviously, Fury Usyk coming up this weekend, and so much more on DAZN as well.
Fight fans, welcome back. Boxing is buzzing, and the best are ready to bump heads. Showcasing over 150 fights a year, DAZN is the only place to watch these warriors worldwide every weekend. Size matters as two big men create one huge occasion. An undisputed king will emerge on May 18th when Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk finally trade heavyweight leather. If you come for the king, you better not miss. A 5 versus 5 battle for bragging rights. Frank and Eddie send forth their stables to settle old scores. Few would settle the score with Sabriel Matias. June 15th, undefeated Lehman Perro marches forward to take on boxing's bona fide beast. June 29th, Phoenix will rise for two men with their eyes on the prize as Bam Rodriguez and Juan Francisco Estrada show that size actually doesn't matter at all. Explosive contests, multiple champions, just one place to catch every punch.
It really is an incredible schedule of fights coming your way on DAZN, not just every couple of weeks. It almost feels like there's a big fight card every single week. None bigger than this one, though. Undisputed heavyweight title fight. We've seen 4 fighters make the walk so far. I felt like a couple of them may be a bit nervous. They've never done anything like this. You're going to be a bit nervous, aren't you?
Oh, I mean, the magnitude of this, it's incredible. You've got to really be here to feel it. It's special. It's special for these young fighters that are on the card. They would have seen nothing like this. Some of them on some small hall shows, and now they're in Riyadh at this, the grandest of all grand arrivals, on what is going to be the biggest show in the last, I don't know, years and years and years, tens of years. It's special, so I can imagine there's plenty of nerves.
How do they kind of counter that, right? I mean, nerves are good, right? You're going to be nervous. How do you use it as a positive so it doesn't swallow you up?
Well, at some point you've got to put it in the back of your mind. Remember, you're here to do a job. Yeah. I think that's it. But they are professional athletes. They've been in big tournaments or big fights before, just not big occasions. So you have to enjoy it, and then as the fight gets closer, forget about it. No, it's dealing with pressure. This is what this is. It's what sets good fighters from champions. That's the difference. You can't cope with the pressure. Just a good fighter couldn't make it. So and skill is everything, but that's sometimes the deciding factor. But you can cope with the pressure of a big occasion and all that goes with it. Then that means you're destined for bigger things.
What I like about this fight card so much is obviously you've got the elite level fighters, world champions, former world champions, some really good prospects as well. David Nyika is one of those, right? He ticks that box as a really good prospect and someone that, I guess if you fast forward in a couple of years, you're expecting to be in title fights.
Yeah, and I love what he's saying. You picked up on it. You know, he expects to get rid of his opponent. That's how much he believes in himself. That's how much he believes he's going to be a star of this sport. If this isn't enough for you to get up for and want you to become a star of your division, I don't know what will. So I like what I'm hearing from him.
All right, I mean, you can see the QR code on the screen. Make sure you scan it. You can't miss this. I mean, you've got to be a part of this. Scan the QR code. You don't want to miss what's coming up on Saturday. Again, it isn't just Fury Usyk, it's the rest of the fight card as well. Anyway, we're ready to get the show back on the road. So let's throw it to your MC, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest in the International Featherweight Division. First, a native of Afghanistan, now fighting out of Dubai. His professional record, 16 wins, just 1 defeat, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Hasibullah Ahmadi.
Making his way to the stage, obviously takes on Isaac Lowe. It's difficult to kind of gauge where he is. We know where Isaac Lowe is, right? At the very top level, Isaac Lowe has shown us that he's maybe not that. Hasibullah Ahmadi's not been there, so we don't quite know.
No, we don't. But he's not a bad fighter at all. I mean, he's nice, he's tidy, he can move. But this is a big step up in quality. Isaac Lowe, he's been there, he's done it. We know how good he is. Yeah. We don't know how good Ahmadi is, but this is a great test for him at this stage in his career.
And I guess as well, Baz, I mean, he lost to Nick Ball, right? I mean, he lost to Luis Alberto Lopez. Yes, he had a couple of comeback fights, but they've only been 6-rounders, Isaac. You've got to be careful.
Well, in hindsight, no, they're not such bad wins because they're one's a world champion and one should be a world champion in most people's eyes, in Nick Ball. So he's shown where he can compete at. But this guy here, he's not a bad little mover, actually. He has good lateral movement. He throws lots of punches. You want to put the pressure on. So this is a fight, I think, with Isaac Lowe, in the stage of his career, and also having some punishing fights, I would say, recently. I mean, he's had a couple of wins since those defeats, but he might be the perfect time to get him.
And now let's welcome from Morecambe, England. His professional record consists of 24 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Isaac Westgate Warrior Lowe.
Look how cool he looks. I like it. The sunglasses. I mean, I'm loving it. This is how you do the carpet walk. This is more like it. Isaac Lowe, look, never short of confidence. Look, we mentioned those 2 defeats, but as you said, Baz, those are 2 world-level fighters in Nick Ball and Luis Alberto Lopez. No shame in those defeats.
No, there's not. And I was ringside for the Lopez fight, and he got dropped and hurt really early, but he came back and had a really good go. So he's got loads of grit in him. But the only thing about Isaac Lowe, he's got fast hands, fast feet. He likes to get involved, and that's the worry sometimes. That's where he's becoming stuck at times, of course. But he's a good boxer. He's full of experience now. If he still has a bit left in the locker, then this should be a good night for him. But I think that's the big question. How much does he have left to compete?
Isaac, let's bring you in. Fight week is upon us. How are you feeling?
Feeling fantastic. Look at this for an occasion. How could you not be enjoying this? In Saudi Arabia with my sunglasses on. Can't wait to Saturday night to put a show on for everyone.
What does it mean to you, being on the undercard, obviously, of your friend Tyson Fury? You know, you're part of the Fury camp. Just what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it means a big thing, but I can't think about Tyson. I've got to think about myself. It's my own career, and I need to get my own career back on track. So Saturday night, I've got to go here. I've got a tough opponent. I've got to go and make a statement and think about myself. And after I do the job, then it's down to the big man.
What can the fans look forward to?
What you get from Isaac Lowe, hands up, coming forward, aggressive fighter. I'm going to give all you fans a treat for the money. So be in there, be in early, get your popcorn ready, get your pot ready, and I'm going to put a hell of a show on for you.
Brilliant. Best of luck.
Thank you.
You know, normally when fighters say that, you're like, yeah, whatever. He does do that. He's right. Get your popcorn ready, because that's just the way he fights. He entertains. Win or lose, Isaac Lowe will put on the show on Saturday.
Yep, he brings it for sure. Look, he's had 3 wins on the trot. There's plenty of ambition there. And with the connection with Tyson Fury, he's going to get big opportunities. So he's got to keep doing his thing, keep winning. He will leave it all in the ring. We know that. He's in an exciting fight. So the opportunities will keep knocking for Isaac Lowe.
Yeah, it's not his last chance to do for him, but I think if he doesn't get a win, or put on a good performance tonight, it's hard to see whether he keeps getting those opportunities. Even though he's a friend of Tyson, you still got to think, you know, that this is his time now to put on a show and show that he still has some left.
Our next 2 fighters competing this Saturday night in a 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome from Hamburg, Germany. His professional record, 25 wins, 3 defeats, with 20 of his 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Ilia Mazokin.
He isn't wasting any time. He's straight down the purple carpet. Mazokin takes on a guy that we all think is going to go to the top in Moses Itauma. And this is going to be a very, very tough ask, just because Itauma is very, very special. But again, we've seen upsets on this stage before. I doubt we'll see one on Saturday, but you never say never.
No, you can never say never. And with Itauma, every fight's the next fight, you know, that he's going to get found out. That's what the naysayers will say. So, and this is a step up for him, I feel, as well. It's a guy here, up until he boxed Schwartz, was undefeated, and that fight was 2 fellas who were looking to go to the top. He does the fundamentals quite well. He doesn't do a lot of things wrong. He just doesn't have the real speed to maybe just trouble Itauma.
Ilia, how does it feel? Fight week is underway.
Yeah, I'm really happy to perform on Saturday, to win the fight. Everything is fine.
What are you expecting from Moses Itauma on Saturday night?
A good fight. He's prepared. He's young. I'm prepared. We will show a good boxing match.
Is this going to be the biggest night of your career so far?
Yeah. It's the biggest stage so far.
Brilliant. Well, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, I like the way he came out and kind of just done the proper full walk of the stage. Almost like an artist, a music artist, just kind of taking it all in. And good luck to him. Look, even if you put on a good performance, win or lose, your name's out there. Your name's out there and you get big fights again.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, we've heard Eddie Earns talk about that back home in the UK, you know, leave it all in the ring. But he is in there, and I'm going to say this now, with the future of this division, the heavyweight division. I believe this man, this kid, this 19-year-old kid is special.
And now let's welcome from Chatham, Kent, England. He is undefeated with 8 wins. 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Moses Itauma.
You know, I try to control my excitement for this young man because I do believe that we are seeing the future, but I want to rein it in because I've said this before about so many fighters, but he just is pure class, and I've got to almost remind myself he's only 19. He's not even got his man strength yet, Barry.
Yeah, well, we say that, but people sometimes get it. Nazim Hamid got his man strength at 11. You know, so you know, I see him knock people out cold. You know, in the junior ABAs and the school boards. So you know, some people get it early, but what he has though is great judgment of distance, a really good boxing brain, athleticism, power. All the things you need to be a world-class heavyweight, he has it. We haven't seen him in a real war of attrition yet, but he might be too good for that.
Moses, you have experienced the rehab experience before.
A lot.
How does it feel to be back?
No, it's definitely a blessing to be back in here. Obviously, I was here for the Tyson fight, and I'm back here. And what more can I ask? It's a spectacular event. Appreciate it to my promoter, Frank Warren, and obviously His Excellency Taki Sheikh. And yeah, I can't wait for Saturday night.
Now, quite a knockout spree that you're on. 4 first-round knockouts in a row. Are you going to do more of the same on Saturday night?
Well, obviously, I like to keep the streak going, but I just want to go in there and have fun, if I'll be honest.
How much does it mean to you being on a huge card like this?
It means a lot. That's all I dreamed of being a kid.
Well, we are expecting big things. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
A man of few words, Mrs. Moses Itauma, who takes on Medenchev this Saturday. Honestly, fantastic fighter, fantastic fight. He told me that he wants to go more than 3 rounds. I don't know if it does more than 3 rounds because I think he's going to get out there early. He fights on Saturday. So many other superstars fight on Saturday. Obviously, DAZN is the home of boxing.
I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 150 fights every year. Over 150. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Boulevard City, where the grand arrivals are taking place. We've seen so many fighters make their way to the stage. The recent fighter we saw was Moses Itauma. Again, how much can we say about him? But I think Barry's right. We do need to see that step up before we start giving him this recognition and titles we've already started doing.
Yeah, 100%, but I still believe he is the future. I still believe he's that good. It's, you know, you think of fighters, you mentioned Nazim Hamid, Joe Calzaghe, Anthony Joshua, when they're destroying that caliber of opponents, you know that they'll push on and do big things. Moses Itauma is similar for me. The way, the ease that he competes and fights, he moves, his quick hands, the power, it's incredible.
In today's sort of modern heavyweight landscape where everyone seems to be 6'6" and nearly 19 stone, is he slightly undersized? Does he need to put a bit more on that frame?
Maybe, but I think because he's so athletic and he has such great upper body movement, I think he can negate the lack of size with the intelligence. I really think he can. But what I like about him the most, he has that confidence that borders on arrogance. And you see that in all great champions. You know what I mean? You almost, so you like him, you almost don't like him because am I making any sense here? I think that's the perfect curve that they see where they're going to go. You're all talking about these fights. Is this a test for you? And he's thinking, just put me in a world title fight.
He is, you're right. Confidence, border on arrogance, which I think you need to go all the way to the top. All right, let's continue with the grand arrivals. Let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Tribe.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBC Silver Lightweight Championship. First, let's welcome a native of Nigeria, now fighting out of Accra, Ghana. His professional record, 23 wins, just 1 defeat, with 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the WBO Africa Super Featherweight Champion, Joshua, the Wealth Machine, Wahab.
Yeah, here comes Nigerian Joshua Oluwaseun Wahab. UK fans might remember the name because he fought Liam Dillon, obviously former British super featherweight champion. Moving up now to the lightweight division, maybe might be a bit undersized, but again, another opportunity for a fighter that maybe relishes fighting on the big stage.
Yeah, we mentioned it with Isaac Lowe, somebody who leaves it all in the ring. Wahab's very similar. He brings the fights to his opponent, he gets stuck in. Yeah, he lost to Dillon, but it was a close fight. It's a good step up, good test. I mean, look, he's 12 rounds experience. He knows what it takes to fight over those 12 round distances. Chamberlain doesn't.
What he does very well, he rolls after he punches. Very important what you do after you throw a punch is always very important what you do after it, so you don't get caught. Someone like Chamberlain, who has laser focus every time he lets his hands go, very rarely misses. So Wahab, to keep moving after he throws the shots, which he does naturally, will be a real plus for him in this fight. Whether he can stay out of the way of those bombs of Chamberlain, I'm not quite sure, but it might give him a little bit of a confidence in those early rounds if he can use his speed, athleticism, and that good jab he has to get him maybe Chamberlain uncomfortable at times, I would say.
Joshua, come back, come back. Welcome to Riyadh. How are you feeling now? Fight week is upon us.
First of all, I want to give thanks to Almighty Allah. I feel good, I feel blessed to be here. It's a dream come true. You know, it's not easy. Back home from Africa to be on the biggest stage in the world. I give thanks to Almighty Allah, and God bless everyone who is here today.
Now you're stepping up in opponent, stepping up in weight as well on Saturday night. It's for a title. What do you bring to the ring that Mark Chamberlain has not seen before?
The thing is, you know, everybody always talk, oh, I'm this, I'm that, you know, but when you get to the ring, you see the real fighter, you see the real champ. That's it.
Well, enjoy fight week. Best of luck for Saturday night.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I like that. Spoke well, came out, did a little bit of, a little shadow, a little bit sparring there for us as well. Obviously enjoying the moment, and it's a big moment for him. And like, I wish him all the luck in the world, right? I mean, he's been fighting in small hall shows back in Nigeria. Here he is, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in front of 20,000 people, millions of people worldwide watching him. What an opportunity.
What an opportunity. Show to yourself, show to the people how good you are. Just leave it all in the ring. It's sport at the end of the day. You win some, you lose some. Just go in there and do your thing.
He's up against it, let's be honest. We can't paint anything over that. He's massively up against it. But boxing history is littered with fighters who are up against it and no chance to win, and went on not only to win, to go on to do bigger and better things.
And now let's welcome, coming to us from Portsmouth, England, undefeated with 15 wins, 11 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current WBA Intercontinental Lightweight Champion, Mark Thunder Chamberlain.
It feels like we only saw him a couple of weeks ago. It was obviously in the undercard of AJ Ngannou, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh's favourite fighter. This is Mark Chamberlain, who, Baz, I think surprised all of us with the way in which he dealt with Gavin Gwynn last time out.
He was so good. What impressed me is wherever he was in the ring, wherever Gavin Gwynn was in the ring, wherever he was, he's always on balance, and he can always get full leverage into every shot. So he's a tall fighter for the weight, and he punches long. That's his strength. But if you're getting close, he finds space for the shot. I don't know how he does it, but such a man. So with the power he has, he's a danger in any part of the ring at any time. He was so impressive, and I know Gavin Gwynn quite well. He's so physically tough, physically strong, massive for the weight himself. And Chamberlain went through him like butter. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
9th of November, last year, he's fighting in East London's York Hall. 3.5 months later, he's fighting on the AJ Ngannou undercard. He's His Excellency's, one of His Excellency's favourite fighters. You're doing something right. Honestly, good luck to him. He's a great lad, very, very good fighter. Keeps it long, punches very hard, great talent.
Mark Chamberlain, His Excellency's favourite fighter, is back. And a quick turnaround from your last fight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great. Great to be back. Only feels like we was here a week ago. But here we go again, ready to put on another statement performance.
And another title on the line. What does it mean to you to be on these huge shows? You know, this one, obviously the Undisputed.
Amazing, obviously, to be taking part in 2 of the biggest shows in the world back-to-back, one being Anthony Joshua's card and now Tyson Fury's card. I just can't thank His Excellency enough for turning this around quick. The guys at Queensbury and obviously Frank Warren, my manager and promoter. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone involved and delivering these big opportunities for me.
And another win, taking back to Portsmouth.
100%.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
I love these stories. Boxing's made on stories where just a phone call or a win can change your life. And Mark Chamberlain is living that story right now.
Absolutely, he is. And he's doing everything right as well. I mean, he's already number 10 in the WBC. He's fighting for the WBC silver title. That's going to push him higher in the rankings. Only 15 fights. He's not far. If he wins this fight, he's not far from fighting for a world title. With the backing of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, His Excellency, the future's very bright for Mark Chamberlain.
Indeed it is. Our next fight is Sergey Kovalev. I can't believe Sergey Kovalev is here. Honestly, one of my favourite fighters of the last generation, really. Still carrying on now, though. He takes on Robin Safar. Robin Safar isn't here. Sergey Kovalev is going to make his way here, though. Darren Barker is going to give us a story, no doubt, about Sergey Kovalev in a couple of moments. But Sergey Kovalev is going to make his way. Let's throw it back downstairs to Thomas Schreiber.
Our next fighter competing this Saturday in a 10-round international light heavyweight contest. He is a native of Russia, now making his home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, USA. He has a professional record consisting of 35 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 29 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former unified light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey the Crusher Kovalev.
All right, before you give me the story, Darren, honestly, question for both of you. Kovalev, Beterbiev, Bivol. Like, how would Kovalev deal with Beterbiev and Bivol?
Oh, now?
No, obviously not now. He's a cruiserweight. I mean, Pete Kovalev.
Oh, do you know what? He's a problem for everyone. Like, see, August 2013, he came over to Cardiff to box then the WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Nathan Cleverly, and we were talking like it was a 50-50 fight. and he demolished him in 4 rounds. It was unbelievable. I have seen things like it since, but I mean, he just cleverly had the chin of steel, by the way, and he went right through him. And that was probably the best fight of that night.
That's my segue to tell the story. That same night, I will tell you, is the night that I won my world title in Atlantic City against Daniel Gill. Thank you. I got the opportunity to talk about myself.
There you certainly did. Obviously, look, as we said, campaigning as a cruiserweight now. 41 years of age, Sergey Kovalev. He's been out of the ring for a couple of years as well. It's not going to be easy, especially when you look at the size of the cruiserweights, but he has the power. Does he have the chin? Does he still have what it's left to compete with some of the best cruiserweights?
That's the big question. How much desire is still there? Glittering career. He was a feared man once upon a time. Is he still feared? I'm not sure. But how much is there? How much fight is left in that man?
Sergey, 2 years out and you are back, and it certainly looks like you're enjoying yourself.
Yes, I'm happy to be here and back to the boxing. I missed to fight and waiting Saturday night.
Yes, Saturday will be your second time at cruiserweight. Is Saturday the night that you stamp your place on the division?
Yes, I want to make a statement in cruiserweight.
You've been involved in some huge nights in your career. How will Saturday night compare?
I'm very excited and don't have a patience to wait this Saturday fight night.
You want it here now. Well, enjoy the fight week and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Saudi, hello.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got left. I would almost want to hold back my opinion until we see what he's got in the first couple of rounds. And look, I hope there is one more run for Kovalev. But look at some of the cruiserweights out there. It's not an easy division anymore. I mean, there are some really good fighters out there.
It's tough. Going back to your question, where would he rank with
Bivol Beterbiev?
Yeah. Like, I'm a massive Bivol fan. I know you are as well, Ade, but I probably have it number 1. Then it's a toss-up between Beterbiev and Kovalev. I really struggle to rank them 2 and 3. In his day, a feared man, a very good operator. But with you, I'm with you, sorry, how much is left? I'm intrigued to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next 2 fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest, and it is a final eliminator for the WBC Heavyweight World Championship. Let's first welcome from Bochum, Germany. He is undefeated with 24 wins, 16 of his 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former 2-time European champion, the current WBA Intercontinental and NABF heavyweight champion, and the number 3 ranked contender in the world by the WBC, Agit Kabayel.
By the way, what a fight this is. Agit Kabayel versus Frank Sanchez. Both of them knocking on the door for a world title opportunity. And to be honest, the winner of this should really get it, because this is as tough as it gets for both. Kabayel coming off that fantastic win against Arslanbek Mahmudov, where he was a massive underdog, and he beat him up. Beat up the giant.
4 rounds. I mean, I didn't see it coming, if I'm honest. He just showed us a bit of everything. Great footwork, he was accurate, he was sharp, big, heavy punches. And they've got an opportunity, both these guys, both only 31. They potentially could be the next guys in this division.
Yeah.
That's what they've got to look at. That's the goal for these 2 fighters here. So that's added pressure, but what an opportunity for both fighters.
Kabayel looks like he's gone out for a coffee. It looks like he's dressed for a date.
And to be honest, he doesn't look the biggest of heavyweights. So you have to notice that, certainly against Mahmudov, who's absolutely massive. But what he did in that fight, he just circled the ring for 2.5 rounds, and then Mahmudov punched himself out. You seen the fight previously where he was tired, and so tactically, he's very aware of what he's good at.
Agit, a huge fight for you ahead on Saturday night, but it doesn't look like it's phasing you. You look cool, calm and collected. Is that how you're feeling?
Yeah, I feel very good. Yeah, I'm ready for Saturday night.
How does it feel to be on such a huge card here again in Riyadh? We saw your performance in December. How good is it to be back?
Yeah, it's very beautiful, really. This is the biggest fight of my career. I fight with Frank Sanchez, the next big. Yeah, we will see. I'm ready for Saturday night.
His Excellency loves a heavyweight. Is Saturday night a time to make a huge statement?
We will see. We will see, really.
Not going to give us any predictions?
No, I will not give predictions, really. I hate predictions. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm ready for Saturday night. We train for this. Let's go.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
He doesn't give predictions. That is true. It isn't just him tonight. I've spoken to Kabayel for years, and here's a man of few words, but come Saturday, he'll let his hands do the talking.
Yeah, and this for me is a tougher test. Frank Sanchez, equally good on his feet, equally carries a brilliant ring IQ. Very, very quick hands. He had an awkward night with Junior Farr to start with. He's very rangy, very awkward, very tall, but wow, the ending was special.
And now let's welcome a native of Cuba, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, USA. He is undefeated with 24 wins, 17 of his 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current WBC Continental Americas and NABO heavyweight champion and the #2 ranked contender in the world by the WBC, Frank the Cuban Flash Sanchez.
Frank Sanchez, flagged by trainer Eddie Reynoso, obviously same trainer as Canelo Alvarez. And I think that Frank Sanchez could be one of the most avoided heavyweights. I think he's been asking for big fights, he doesn't get them. We'll see how avoided he really is come Saturday because he gets a live dog. But he's been calling out all the big names and no one wants to see him to get in the ring with him.
Yeah, I agree, and I know why, because he's a very, very good fighter. There's still time, I think, and a need to build his profile, and that's probably why some people avoid him, because they're kind of in a no-win situation. It's a very hard fight, he's very good, he's very slick. Still unbelievably only 31. I mean, this man can fight though, and he's in safe hands with that coach right there, Reynoso. Knows his boxing inside out, and has done wonders with the very special Canelo.
He's a real talent, he really is, you know, and you know, he's got some good wins on his record, of course, but he can be a tad, I don't want to say lazy.
No, that is the right word. Let's just stick to the word, because you are correct. He can be lazy.
Yeah,
he was that against Junior Farr.
I still think with Kabayel it's important that he starts fast and makes Sanchez work hard, but Sanchez has great vision, so every time you make a mistake, he can whack you with any shot, with any hand.
Come over as well. Frank, you are back again after a fantastic performance in December. How good is it to be back with a huge fight ahead of you?
Sí, me siento bien. I am ready for the fight. Yeah, me siento bien.
Can we have a prediction of how Saturday night goes?
No, vengo a ganar, vengo a noquear y salir muy bien. Y nada, estamos listos para grandes cosas.
He's ready to the fight, and he's very good preparation, and he's ready to win.
We didn't get a prediction from your opponent, but are you going to give us one, or are you not going to say anything either?
Mi oponente, nada, le he visto pelea de él, es un buen peleador, pero nada, yo vengo a ganarle y yo sé que soy mejor que él, vengo a noquearlo.
He's ready. He's ready.
Well, best of luck Saturday night.
Thank you.
Tough fight to call this one. It is Frank Sanchez, Agit Kabayel, very similar records. You look at Agit Kabayel in terms of who he's fought and who he's beat. Better opponents, on the record than what Frank Sanchez has, but you just feel like Frank Sanchez has that level, maybe a bit more of a level to go than we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think so. Just because he's smoother with his work. You know, I think he has faster hands, faster reactions. You're a good counter puncher. Like I said earlier, I think if you make a mistake, he can make you pay quite easily. You just like to see him when he does land with a good shot, go through the gears, or sometimes create the opportunities rather than just wait for him to come to appear. And if he can do that, just get a bit more energy in his work, he's 10 times the better fighter.
The reason we say it as well is we know he can do it. It's not like there's a fighter that might be limited technically and they just don't have it to be able to let volume shots go. He has that in abundance. We know he can do it. So show us how good you really are. There are levels to come from Frank Sanchez. If he does show us, we're in for a real treat.
I'm watching him there. He just walked past the media bit. Doesn't want to do any media. Obviously a man that just comes here for his business and goes, and hopefully, like you say, Daz, hopefully we can see what we all think's there, right? I mean, Eddie Reynoso's trying to unlock it. Nothing's been unlocked yet. But I think we saw with the finish against Junior Farr that when he does go up a gear, it's quick and it's frightening.
Yeah, but we need to see that perhaps earlier, because when you step up the levels, you're going to need to show that spike, that aggression early doors.
All right, let's continue with the walk-ons. Let's go back downstairs to your MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a 12-round contest, and it'll be for the vacant IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Riga, Latvia. He brings a professional record of 28 wins, 2 defeats, with 20 of his 28 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former 3-time Cruiserweight World Champion, Mairis Briedis.
Mairis Briedis, as tough as they come, former champion in the cruiserweight division. I mean, we're going to talk a lot about Oleksandr Usyk in the next few days. He gave Usyk all he could take. Let's not forget that. I just question, as a guy that's moving into his 40s, what's left from the great Latvian?
Well, one of the best. He really is. I was commentating on 2 of his fights when he fought Glavaki and Dorticos, a very good Cuban fighter, and he just showed us what a tremendous fighter he is. The fight against Glavaki was just carnage for 3 rounds. Absolute madness. But he's as tough as they come. He punches really, really hard. We know that because of Opetaia's fractured jaw on both sides. But again, like Kovalev, how much is left? In his day, a very good fighter, but 2 years out the ring, fighting Jair Opetaia is a very, very tough task now.
I love it. Go on a bit more. I love it. That's what you're supposed to do. Get on that purple carpet. Show us what you got. And look, he's tough as well. Obviously, Opetaia goes into it as a big favourite, but Briedis, if he does have a bit left, it's not going to be easy work for Opetaia.
Well, if we're going off their previous fight, then this is another close fight, because that was a really hard-fought contest. But both of them had their injuries in that contest. Obviously, Opetaia's was a lot worse. But I just think the activity for Opetaia, and also the fact that Briedis is getting old, I think he's here for the money. So I think it'll be an easier night for Opetaia this time.
Mairis, you have a rematch on Saturday night. What are you going to bring to the ring to get a different outcome from last time?
Hello, everyone. Very good support. It's first rematch in my life. That's why I hope all the boxing fans enjoy this fight. Of course, we do best, and we show very big drama.
How are you feeling now we've reached fight week on such a big occasion?
Very exciting, very exciting. I like warm, hot countries.
What is your prediction for how the fight ends on Saturday night?
I think win who will be stronger, like always.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like Briedis, I really do. Again, you mentioned the run he's had in the cruiserweight division. It was a fantastic run. The only problem is he ran into arguably the greatest cruiserweight you might have ever seen in Oleksandr Usyk. But if there was no Usyk, this man could have dominated the cruiserweight division for a couple of years. And he's fighting a guy who I actually think will dominate the cruiserweight division for a couple of years.
Yeah, agreed. It gets really, really tough because, like Barry said, that time out the ring when you're getting older, it's very hard. Your timing, your distance, your speed, it all diminishes slightly. But the last thing, and we say this a lot, the last thing that goes is your power, and he can dig.
And now let's welcome from Sydney, Australia, a former 2012 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 24 wins, 19 of his 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current Ring Magazine champion and the undefeated former IBF Cruiserweight World Champion, Chai Opetaia.
Here he is, one of the scariest looking fighters in recent years, Chai Opetaia. I was going to say the current IBF Cruiserweight champion, obviously he's not. They stripped him from that belt. They will fight for this one. It is a vacant title right now. And it's funny, speaking to him yesterday, I said, look, how long in the division will you go to heavyweight? He's like, no, bridgerweight first, then heavyweight. He's got aspirations of becoming a free-weight world champion. Crazy.
He's one ambitious man, a scary man, like you say. I love his no-nonsense approach. I love the way he fights. His footwork is amazing. His power, the knockout against Elisoro was spectacular. It really was. Early first-round finish, turned some real heads, made people stand up and go, wow, this man can not only box, he can really, really punch. Special fighter.
He's vicious as well, isn't he, Barry? I mean, when he knows you're hurt, we saw it against Jordan Thompson, he goes for the kill. And I do wonder if he's going to try and put a statement on against Mairis Briedis, the guy, as Darren said, broke his jaw when they fought in 2022.
He has that quality that all really good fighters have, that he doesn't rush his work, but he can get you finished early. That's the sign of a quality fighter. And when he knows when you're hurt, he knows how to finish you, but he never rushes anything.
Chai, back here in Riyadh for another fight week for you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Ready to put on a big show.
Now, the last fight was a fantastic one. The fans loved it. Can they expect more of the same on Saturday night?
Definitely. I feel like it's he's going to come out swinging, and we're ready for anything he brings.
What is a prediction for Saturday night? How it ends? How does it go down?
I don't know how it ends yet, but it ends with my hand raised.
What does it mean being on such a huge card and back here in Riyadh?
It's awesome to be here, you know, being a part of one of the biggest fight nights, you know, of this decade. So, you know, I'm honoured to be here. We've earned our spot here, and now we're willing, you know, we're ready to put on a good show. Do
you think you might be fight of the night Saturday night?
Man, we're going to try to steal the fight. I got no doubt Briedis is prepared well, so, you know, I'm expecting a war.
Best of luck. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You almost just believe him. Everything he says, you're kind of like, okay, I believe you. I believe you. He's kind of got that authority in his voice, hasn't he? Where he makes you believe everything he's going to say. And so far, he's delivered.
Yeah, he has. He's delivered, and he's looked very good doing so. I tell you what, I know he's been out the ring 2 years, Briedis. If he was to stop Briedis, nonetheless, it's a massive, massive win, a massive statement, and elevates him even higher than he already is.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a 12-round contest, and it will be for both the IBF and IBO Super Featherweight Championships of the World. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Belfast, Northern Ireland. He brings a professional record of 21 wins, just 1 defeat, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending IBO Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Anthony, the Andy Town Apache Cacace.
You know I love a nickname. That might be one of the longest ones, but one of the best ones as well so far. Anthony Cacace, I think, a really skilled fighter, and obviously he's been blighted by injuries, so he's only really given us one fight a year for the last 4 or 5 years. And what he needs is activity. He needs to fight regularly. It's going to be tough on the weekend, but we know he can fight, we know he can punch as well. Carl Frampton has told us that. I'm expecting this to be a good, decent fight for a few rounds.
Yeah, look, he's got nothing to lose. All the pressure's on Joe Cordina. I remember Cacace when he fought Martin J. Ward back in 2017. He's only had 7 fights in 7 years. It's going to go one way or the other for him. In a weird way, it could preserve him and make him a fresher fighter, or it could be similar to the Briedis, where that time and everything just sort of fades. Now 35, it's a tough task against Joe Cordina.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for Cacace. He's been asking for this for a while. He gets his chance now. He's big for the weight. He's long. He punches long as well. And even though he punches hard and what his record would suggest, I would say that much. But he's up against a guy who's multi-talented, so he's up against it, but he knows the task ahead.
Anthony, come back here. Let's get you on the camera. Come on. You look happy to be here in Riyadh.
I'm absolutely delighted. I mean, it's an unreal experience. I'm just loving every minute of it.
Huge fight for you on Saturday night. It's arguably a big step up for you. Would you say this is going to be the toughest fight of your career?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, I'm fighting a 2-time world champion. Joe Cordina, he's a very good special fighter, but I'm here to do the job. I'm not here to mess about.
What did you make of it when it was first mentioned to you?
It's a world title shot. I mean, this is what I've worked my whole life for. I've sacrificed so much to get here, so I'm just ready to take over and do the job.
What are you going to bring to the ring on Saturday night that Joe Cordina has not seen before?
Power, determination. You know, Joe's he's a very good fighter, so I'm not going to give away any game plans, but I'm here for a fight, and that's it.
Can I push you for a prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to win. I'm going to try my very best to win anyway.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary. It does not matter. Make it ugly, pretty, whatever way you want it to be. As long as my hand's getting raised, it's all that matters.
Well, enjoy fight week and best of luck for Saturday.
Thank you very much, Saudi Arabia.
Cacace takes on a man that I think we all know is very, very special. But I want to come to you, Darren. Obviously, you know Joe Cordina very well. And let's be brutally honest, fantastic against Ogawa, fantastic against Rakhimov, not so good against Vasquez.
Yeah, he's disappointed with himself. I spoke to him just the other day and he's like, I underestimated him. I'll be honest, I hold my hands up. I've had 2 brilliant wins back-to-back, Ogawa and Rakhimov, like you say. He found out a lot about himself in the Rakhimov fight and he just believed his own hype. And that can happen. You know, we're only human, but he's not going to make that mistake now. He can look back at that Edward Vasquez fight and say, look, I did underestimate him. I'm not going to do the same against Cacace.
Baz, I almost feel like he's only got 1 or 2 left, Joe Cordina, at super feather. I think he might start chasing some of the big boys at lightweight.
I think he's outgrown the weight already. I think that's my only worry. I think he's really talented, but yeah, he's the champion for a reason because he has all the ability.
And now let's welcome from Cardiff, Wales, a 2016 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 17 wins, 9 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the World, the Welsh Wizard, Joe Cordina.
I go back like the Costa Nostra when I had fake ID for my vodka. 85 pence I was jumping the fence and the teacher hating my posture. Now I'm in a posture.
Joe Cordina is 100% a fighter that rises to the occasion. And this is a huge occasion. He's been screaming for the big fights. He's on Eddie's door every single day asking for the big fights. He's got a big fight on a big card. And I'm expecting to see the Joe Cordina that we saw against Ogawa and against Rakhimov.
I think so. It's just a huge platform. He said before that he wants to fight in Riyadh again. He feels this is where the big fights are. That is fact. And he wants more pieces of this. He wants to be involved more. You have to look good. It's more than just winning that, it's about looking good. And this man, with the ability that he's got, he can look good if he wants to.
Yeah, when you win a world title, you've reached the pinnacle, you've achieved your ambition, so you're always looking for the bigger, better thing. And coming to events like this will help lift you and give you put on a better performance than maybe you did in your previous fights.
Joe, welcome to Riyadh. Posing for the photos, come and stand here. Welcome to Riyadh, first time fighting in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. How good is that?
Unbelievable feeling. I've been all around the world boxing, but it's the first time in Saudi, so I'm looking forward to it. I've been treated like a king so far. Hospitality is unreal, and to be honest, it was unbelievable when I first arrived. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm in a tough fight, so. Yeah, looking forward to Saturday.
You've been pushing for the big fights. You want the big fights. You want the hardest fights. Obviously, you're on a historic card. What do you predict happens on Saturday night?
Obviously, like you say, in historic cards, it's the biggest card in history, biggest fight in history. So, but when it comes to big fights, I've been involved in big shows before. AJ Klitschko, AJ Takam, AJ Parker, Errol Spence, Kell Brook. So big shows ain't nothing new to me, but this is as big as it gets, and I'm looking to put on a show and get the win on Saturday.
Now, you must have watched quite a bit of Anthony Cacace. What are you expecting him to bring that might make it difficult for you?
Yeah, he's a great fighter. I've watched him for years, and I always had a feeling now at some point we're going to meet. He's got great footwork, good power, good boxing ability, good boxing brain, but I just believe in my ability, and I believe that I'm better in every aspect of that. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It'll be a great fight. He's a nice guy, and looking forward to sharing the ring with him.
How does the fight end?
With a win, by any means. I got to win. For me to secure my family's future, this has to be a win for me.
Well, great to have you on the card, and best of luck.
Cheers, Ali. Thank you.
He's kind of got everything, hasn't he? Speaks well, looks good, comes to fight. I think we saw maybe something different in the Rakhimov performance, that he can dig and go to war, because we're so used to seeing him fight kind of on the back foot, counter-punching. He can do everything. And I almost, for his own career, I hope that he does get through Saturday and moves on to the really super fights he wants against some of the big lightweights in America.
Yeah, he mentioned there the footwork of Cacace, and he may have to be patient early on and not get frustrated. He's going to have to cut the ring off. I think he's going to have to make Cacace feel all those 35 years, force the pressure, be busy, and try and look for that brutal right hand that he carries.
As always with this, it isn't just the fighters that do the walk, the promoters want a bit of it as well. So let's go back down to Thomas Treiber, because he's going to introduce the promoters who are going to do the carpet walk.
Let's now welcome International Boxing Hall of Fame promoters, Mr. Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions and Mr. Bob Arum of Top Rank Incorporated.
1, 2, get down.
Can you imagine the amount of world title fights that these two have put on? I mean, you're talking thousands. Thousands. Some of the biggest fights that we've ever seen have been put on by Bob Arum, and obviously Frank Warren has been doing this for 40+ years as well. I mean, two legendary Hall of Fame promoters who now, I guess, are seeing the new age in Saudi Arabia.
And they're still here. They're still here. Who knows where boxing would have been if it wasn't for these two promoters? You just don't know that the shows, the magnitude of the shows that they put on, the champions that they've witnessed fulfill their dream and, you know, carry on and put on some special nights for the fans. Yeah, they're both legends of the game.
Can we just give a round of applause to Bob Arum, who's 90+, and he's doing the walk and doing the stairs. 90+ Bob Arum.
it's more than that. Bob Arum goes to every one of his shows from the first fight and watches every fight, even at this age. That's quite amazing. Frank Warren's first world title fight was
International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Frank Warren. And International Boxing Hall of Fame promoter, Mr. Bob Arum.
Our promoters, Bob, I will start with you. You have been involved in some of the biggest fight nights that we have seen. How will Saturday night's fight night compare?
Hey, in boxing, unfortunately, we don't see enough of these events. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world occurs so infrequently that it's almost like a blue moon coming. And now, Saturday night, we will have here in Riyadh the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And that means that after this fight is over, there is one baddest man on the planet, and that is the undisputed heavyweight champion. And that means everything for the sport of boxing, and it means everything for fans that love boxing.
It certainly does, and thank goodness that it is happening. And Frank, I'll come to you. You're at the forefront of making this fight happen out here in Riyadh. How special is it now we've reached fight week?
Well, this is the biggest boxing event of the 21st century. First time ever 4 belts have been on the line. 2 undefeated fighters at their prime. It's not a young guy looking to get the baton from the... These are 2 guys at their best, both champions. We're going to get something extra special. And it's taken the Riyadh season, it's taken His Excellency and his team to bang all our heads together to make it happen. And we got something that is going to be a unique, special event. And as Bob just said, one champion, one guy is going to be the baddest guy on the planet. And this is going to be a fight that everybody will remember. It'll be one of those events where you will know where you were on the night that there became one champion in the world.
It's certainly going to be a special night. Thank you both.
Two legendary promoters there, Bob Arum and Frank Warren. I've been told that we're going to be joined by both as well. It'll be interesting to hear what Bob has to say, especially considering some of the events that he's done over the years, Baz. I mean, he's put on the biggest events ever.
Have you ever seen that Top Rank montage? He put on before. It's unbelievable, and it just shows all the big fights they put on. It's just almost every big fight you can think of in the history of boxing, and his name is attached to it. And even Frank Warren, you know, his first world title fight was in 1985. That was Colin Jones in Birmingham boxing Donald Curry back in 1985. And ever since then, he's put on world title fights all around the world. It's just, there's not one big fight from these guys that we haven't seen.
Yeah, and they're both responsible for obviously this mouth-watering, magnificent fight on Saturday, Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. And if you want to know a bit more about both fighters, this will help.
The moment the world has been waiting for.
All 4 belts are on the line.
Fireworks. 25 years since the last undisputed champion.
I understand what it's like moving up. You will never get back.
I can see in his eyes that he wanted it.
Oleksandr Usyk's a bad brother.
Best fight he ever faced.
Only person standing in front of him now is me. Then he will have battered his way through Griffin, and we can't be having that.
Ring of Fire.
Here he is, the unified heavyweight champion of the world, former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. I'm going to read out all of his accolades. European gold as an amateur, World Championship gold as an amateur, Olympic gold medalist as an amateur. This guy is incredible, absolutely incredible, and he's here bidding to become undisputed heavyweight world champion, Barry.
And the reason why he's so good, as added to his ability, of course, is the thing I mentioned earlier. He copes with pressure as good as anybody. Nothing phases him. You can see what he's like, whether he's boxing in small places in the States, when he did, you know, on his early reign as a world champion as a cruiserweight, to massive stadiums in the UK and over here in Saudi Arabia. Nothing phases him. He takes it all in his stride, so level-headed. Just a man who's full of confidence, believes in himself as a person, as an athlete, and he knows what he can do. So he walks on. It's not what I said earlier about that confidence more than arrogance, but just a supreme confidence that he's better than anybody on his night.
Frank Warren's here with us now, and he obviously got the dress memo, the little brown. Obviously, Barry didn't get the memo here, Barry.
Never mind.
Darren's gone, he's left us now, he's busy doing interviews downstairs. Frank, this is just, I mean, look, we've done this 3 or 4 times. Obviously, we've done every Saudi Arabia
better and better.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it really does.
And you know, we're 4 days away, and this sets the scene. This tells you what type of event it is. It's a massive event, big event, and everybody's been waiting for it for a long time, and it's finally happening.
Where does this rank with the? We were talking about your first world title fight was 85. That was Colin Jones versus Donald Curry, wasn't it?
I've got to be honest with you. This is the biggest fight that a British fighter has ever been involved in.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. It's the richest fight. 4 belts on the line, never happened before. British heavyweight fighting for the 4 belts. This is something extra. And if Tyson, which I hope he will, and I believe he will, comes through, I mean, he's cemented his legacy forever in boxing. No boxer's been involved in an event from Britain of this size. Certainly in my time in boxing, at all. And the good thing about it is that they're both undefeated. They're both in their prime. These are not too young. These are not, not some guy passing the baton over. These are young guys. These are guys that are in their prime, but they're young 30-odd-year-olds, superb athletes. And if you look at them both, Tyson's jumping out of his skin. I've never seen him look so well. His face is glowing, and so is Usyk. And they're both exuding so much confidence. So I can't wait for it. As a boxing fan, I just can't wait for that first belt.
All right, both of our main event fighters are ready to walk. Oleksandr Usyk first, so let's throw it downstairs to your MC, Mr. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the grand arrivals as we get ready for Ring of Fire, a great night of World Championship Boxing this Saturday, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Events Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, K2 Promotions, and Sella. This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view, in the United States on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and in the UK on Sky Sports Box Office, TNT Sports Box Office, and DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al-Sheikh. Ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Saturday night, 12 rounds scheduled. It will be for the WBC, WBO, IBF, WBA, IBO Undisputed Heavyweight Championships of the World. Let's first welcome from Ukraine. He is the reigning and defending WBA, WBO, IBF, and IBO heavyweight champion of the world, undefeated with 21 wins, 14 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Oleksandr Usyk.
Here he comes, the very, very special talent from Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk. And look, I spoke to Tyson Fury the other day, Frank, and I said, is this your toughest test? And he says, yes. Is this tougher? Do you feel like this is a tougher test for Fury than it was going into the Wilder fights?
Yeah, I do, because his pedigree is immaculate. Everything he's done has been win, win, win. And he's a very, very clever boxer. And let's get it right, there are a lot of people, including the trade newspaper, Boxing News, who make him #1 above Tyson. That's how they rate him. I don't personally agree with that, but I want everybody to say that because Tyson beats him. There's no argument.
By the way, Baz, I love this Rocky music.
It's like, you don't need to get pumped anymore, do you? But this just really lifts you up, doesn't it? Everything's just set up for perfection here.
We've just let Frank Warren go. Obviously, he's going to walk Tyson Fury. I mean, I take my money now. Look at this.
It's madness. It really is. It's just can't get my head around there. I really can't. But again, look at him. Look at him. Look at Usyk. Just the cage, everything again. Just all in his stride. Like it's just, yeah, okay, I'll turn up. No problem. It's like he's just meeting somebody in the street. Nothing phases him at all.
I'm just trying to work out what music Tyson Fury is going to use, because I don't think anything beats this. I don't know what walkout music beats this.
Wait, every time we've come here, we've said that nothing beats this, and then the next trip...
And something else. And something else.
Oleksandr, we finally reached the long-awaited fight week for the undisputed titles. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
That's the only emotion you're feeling now?
No, because after this event I go to sleep.
How good is it to be here in Riyadh? A huge fight, but also a huge fight week ahead.
Listen, I'm very happy to be here. Listen, Saturday it's special day because I will have opportunity second time undisputed. It's great. Listen, it's very good for me. It's very important for my country. I like.
Now, you have said you've got plans for Tyson Fury. Can you tell us what those plans are?
No, because Tyson Fury now maybe say for me, I have plan. It's better plan. It's a great plan.
And it's staying a secret.
Yes, a little bit.
Does this fight week feel different, Alex?
Say it again?
Does this fight week feel different?
Yeah, it's a little bit hot. But, the emotion is in the air, the energy is in the air. Listen, we are in front of making history. This is, for the first time ever, 4 belts on the line. Oleksandr Usyk, the former cruiserweight and the current unified heavyweight champion, is fighting Tyson Fury, the WBC champion, and is defeating him. What can be better?
Well, Oleksandr, we'll leave the last word for you. Can we have a prediction and a final word for your fans that are supporting you back in Ukraine?
Фанатам в Україну я посилаю меседж, я вас люблю. My fans in Ukraine and all my fans. Listen, I really appreciate support for my fans and Ukrainian soldiers. I love my fans. Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. There goes the man, Oleksandr Usyk, former undisputed cruiserweight champion, current unified heavyweight champion, coming off those magnificent wins against Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois. Yes, a bit of controversy in that one, but real boxing people know it was a bit below the belt. And now bidding to become a double undisputed champion.
It's in this era of the giant heavyweight, that takes some doing, it really does. He's a fully fledged heavyweight now himself, let's not forget that. But He's not boxing a guy who's 6'6". He's boxing a guy who's 6'9" on paper, if he really is. But either way, he's boxing a guy who's got long reach, tall. Everything's against Oleksandr Usyk here, and he's still walking around like he's just full of confidence.
And he's making his way to us as well, Oleksandr Usyk. They're trying to stop him, and I can understand why, but he has got through. He is making his way to us. We are going to have a few words with the unified heavyweight champion. The biggest day of his life. He told me he's been waiting for this for 22 years. It starts now. It really does. Oleksandr, you told me yesterday you've been waiting for this for 22 years. 4 more days to go until you bid to become a 2-time undisputed champion. How do you feel?
I feel good. I'm very feel.
What's this?
Треба буде допомогти мені з переводом.
What's all this like for you? This is very different. You've done big fights before, but this is different.
Listen, you know, it's like new performance for me because we prepare.
Come on, Alex, you can come in. You can come in.
We prepare every time only boxing, yeah. Like this, it's like show. It's a good show. After it's good boxing. Fight.
What gives you all the biggest fights of your career, all on the road, all traveling to other people's countries? What keeps you so calm? You never seem unsettled.
Listen, I don't know well who is told. Maybe it's my fan. It's like nickname, yeah. Warrior of Road. Listen, I like boxing. I very like boxing. I can go different countries, England, Saudi, USA. For me, doesn't matter where I will be boxing because I like boxing. Because my Lord helped me.
I love it. I love it. You're looking big as well. Yeah. Okay, we've seen you. Tyson Fury is about to do his ring walk back downstairs to Thomas Schreiber.
And now let's welcome from England. He is undefeated with 34 wins, 1 draw, 24 of his 34 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBC and the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury!
Here comes Mr. Tyson Fury. Alex, you're still here. Come on, let's get a word from you. Tyson Fury making his walk. What have you made of Tyson Fury this week?
I didn't make much because I didn't see him. That's the first time I'm gonna see him this week. That's why I wanna stay here and watch him walking. We've seen just his father, who didn't perform well. He's not that tough anymore. You see, he tried to kick, headbutt one guy and got cut immediately. Hopefully it doesn't happen to the guy. Oh, here he comes. Looks skinny. So who's the middleweight now?
He does look a lot smaller. A lot smaller.
That's because he's nervous. When you get nervous, you lose weight or gain weight like his father.
Usyk, he looks smaller, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, like skinny.
John Fury has said that Tyson Fury will be a career lightest. I didn't believe him. Seeing him here now, he does look like he could be around the 250 mark.
Yeah, and I think that shows maybe what the tactics is going to be for Fury, to be more moving more than he has in his previous contests. Be a bit lighter on his feet, be a bit faster with his hands, because he's up against a man here who has great balance, great hand speed, great foot speed.
Tyson, the biggest fight week of your career has arrived. How different does this one feel?
Feels absolutely fantastic to be in the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 2024!
How are you feeling about Saturday night, the magnitude of that fight?
I'm feeling fantastic. Can't wait to put a good show on. There's so many people coming, such in events. All the big stars are here. Oh, it's just going to be epic. Cannot wait for Saturday night.
Now, you look in fantastic shape. I've just heard in my earpiece, Usyk was just up in the press position. He said, when you're nervous, you lose weight. What do you have to say about that?
I'm very nervous, Usyk. Please don't beat me up on Saturday night. Please. Extra, please.
How important is getting that win Saturday night for your legacy and the history that you leave on boxing?
Let me tell you, if I was fighting an old dotter on Saturday night who had 5 fights and lost them all, it's very important to me. Every fight I've ever had is important to me. Every little fight along the way, 4-rounder, 6, I didn't do any 4-rounders, any 6-round, 8-rounder, 10-rounder, any one of them. Along the way, they were all very important. I believe every left and right turn I've ever taken in my life, every time I fell over, every time I've climbed up, was all leading to this moment. It's destiny. Written in the stars, a million miles away. Get up!
Spencer, let's bring you in at the forefront, as well as Frank, of making these fights happen. Just how exciting is this for Tyson?
It's everything we wanted. We're here now. He's here to do a job, and we are going to do a job. It's a big man against a little man, and you'll see on Saturday night how Tyson prevails on this one. He's in unbelievable form, great shape. Camp's gone unbelievable. Everybody's a happy man, a happy fighter, a good fighter. So we're really looking forward to it.
And Frank, you're used to being around boxing week in, week out, but does this one excite you that little bit more?
Without a doubt. It's historical. This is historical. I keep repeating myself. The first time this century, first time ever, 2 guys at the peak, at the best of their careers. What can't you want more than that? It's a boxing dream. And you've got the man here, this man here, who, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, is the best heavyweight on the planet. And I believe on Saturday night he's going to prove that to the world.
Well, let's give the final word to Tyson. Let's get a prediction. How does the fight go Saturday night?
I predict somebody's O has got to go. Someone's O's got to go, and it's going to be that team over there, unfortunately for them. Listen, Oleksandr Usyk's a great fighter. Olympic gold medalist, cruiserweight world champion, heavyweight world champion. But unfortunately for him, he has to come against the great Tyson Fury. In the era of me. I'm really looking forward to Saturday night, and all them people, even if he had 20 million people screaming his name, they cannot fight for him on the night. And when there's 2 men in there on the night, it's going to be very daunting when he's got the Undertaker in the ring with him. I'm coming for you, sucker, sausage.
Best of luck.
How can you not be pumped for this? I mean, it's Tyson Fury at his best, as he always is. Oleksandr Usyk's team screaming Usyk. Fury's team, Fury's got some supporters here. They're screaming Fury. I mean, Baz, again, 4 sleeps. Just 4 sleeps, Baz. Wrap him in cotton wool. No sparring, no nothing. Stop everything.
He is absolutely fantastic, Tyson Fury. He can sell anything, couldn't he? He's made the word sausage a boxing term. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He really has, hasn't he? But and he's right. He's right. You know, he's one of the most adaptable heavyweights we've had for such a long time. I've been saying that for a long time. But he can change round by round, which makes him a nightmare to train, a nightmare to corner, I would feel, because he doesn't know what he's going to do. He's very reactive, instinctive. He doesn't know what he's going to do until the bell goes for the next round, and that'll be a problem for Usyk.
And he's making his way to us as well. And I love his attire. I love his attire. I think his attire is absolutely sensational. I mean, he's got the waistcoat, he's got the hat on, and he's in shape. I don't care what anyone tells me.
Yes.
Tyson Fury is in shape. I mean, look at the hat. Look at this. Look at that hat. This is incredible. I love it.
What station is this?
The Zone.
I'll make this look good.
And I will say, Nav, who puts your attire together, has done really good on this. This is good. Tyson, you're in fantastic spirits. Considering what's coming in 4 days, it's almost like another walk in the park for you, this.
It's a boxing match. Yep. I've had plenty of them in my life. I've fought plenty of good men in my life. Nothing new.
Yeah.
He's going to come at me throwing punches or running away throwing punches. That's it.
He's right though, Baz, isn't he? He's walked this walk before. Vladimir Klitschko, the Wilder fights as well. He's gone into fights as underdog, as favourite, and so far, unbeaten.
Yeah, and I think this is the first fight, I would say, since Fury Wilder won. Maybe two, but certainly the one, where there was big questions on Tyson, because the last few fights, he's been a massive favourite, and most of his career you've been a favourite. He wasn't against Klitschko, of course, you put on your best performance then, and then Wilder won, was a fantastic performance, which you clearly got robbed, we all thought that. Does that feel the same? That you are the favourite, that would feel overall. Some people are questioning you for the first time for a long time.
I believe people can only go on past the last fights. I believe they're the right to doubt me. It's you can only go on Usyk's last fight with Dubois. You can only go on my last fight with Francis Ngannou. So yeah, people have opinions, and that's what the sport's about, isn't it? Creating opinions and dividing them. That's how you become a superstar, by dividing opinions.
Tyson, you're not going to tell me your weight, I know. You're not going to tell me your weight.
I'll tell you my weight.
Go on, what is it?
About 19 stone.
It looks leaner. It looks, you look about 240, 250 something.
That's amazing. If you're 19 stone.
I'm 19 stone, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Still built for record.
Around about 19 stone. I've been in good shape. I've had 2 or 3 camps back to back.
Yeah.
People say to me all the time, you're looking skinny. I'm like, well, I weighed exactly the same on my scales. I've been weighing in the last 10 years, so I don't know. Maybe it's the shave.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you get used to this now? I mean, are you used to, you've been doing this over here now for the best part of nearly a year. You've had the big fights in America.
Yeah.
I mean, does it still like sit with you that you're doing this? Tyson Fury's doing this, selling out stadiums, venues, massive pay-per-view numbers. You're doing all of this.
I'm very, very blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed by God to be on this journey, and first of all, I want to thank the Saudis, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, MBS, and the King. Without them, none of this would be possible. So it was only maybe a year ago that I was retiring from boxing.
Yeah.
Because couldn't make the fights happen. The Usyk fight at Wembley didn't happen. There was no other big fights. It was like I'd come to the end of my tether with it all. I had the 2 big fights, Wembley and Tottenham, and after that there was no more opportunity really. So it was probably a time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Going out with big notes and that. However, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh brought me back from being too far gone, and I was nearly too far gone again. I was a good year out the ring and 20 odd stone up again.
Yeah.
So how many times can you keep coming back from being too far gone?
You're the Undertaker.
Stapleton thinks about it, doesn't he?
You're the Undertaker.
That's it.
That you are. Spencer, come in, Spence, come in.
Sorry?
Sorry, Barry.
No, get in there, mate.
Just turn around there. Found somebody smaller than me.
Spence, Tyson was just talking about the fact that he does keep coming back. And you're a big part of that as well. You're a big part of what we're doing here, and I think a lot of people need to know that. This man's incredible what he's done, the journey, and he could even go that step further on Saturday.
No, not could have. We will go that stage further and that step forward. We're that confident. Look at him. He's a 6'9" switch hitting killing machine.
You know.
And I think everybody's underestimating this man. They really are. I've had a look at the betting. They're both even. So look, in my opinion, a good big man beats a very good little man. A very, very good little man. The shape he's in, the mindset. We're so confident. We've never been so confident. And Tyson will tell you he's never been so confident.
Yeah.
Are you confident, Tyson?
I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
Correct.
Would I?
No.
And what big man are we going to see, Tyson? We're going to see the one we've seen recently, the come forward destroyer with that solid jab, or the elusive guy that was brilliant against.
I wasn't much of a
Wilder.
destroyer in my last fight.
No, you weren't.
Still got the job done.
I still got the job done. Winning's winning. Listen, it's hard to tell because styles make fights, as we know.
Yeah.
Me studying boxing my whole life and being in it a long, long time, it's difficult to know what's going to happen on Saturday night. I haven't got that far yet. I think it's very common known that I don't really have a plan going in until I get in there.
And that's your strength, though,
I
isn't
don't know
it?
what he's going to do until he gets in there.
That's your strength. I've been saying you're the most adaptable fighter we've seen for a long time. You can change round by round, and that will cause Usyk plenty of problems.
Yeah, I've fought all styles before. I've fought the southpaws, orthodoxes, tall ones, small, fat, thin, skinny, punchers, non-punchers, and I seem to have dealt with them all. So it must be like I don't know, like a blessing from God or something or whatever, because I've been successful this whole time, and I don't expect anything different on the night of Saturday. I expect to be successful again, get the job done, as I say, get paid and get laid, and go home. That's what it is.
Do you almost feel like this is fate, Tyson, that you do become undisputed? Again, you've had all the belts on different occasions. You almost feel like this is just supposed to happen.
You know, I believe in fate, I believe in destiny, and I've come a long way. And I was watching a video today when I was like 28 stone sparring, and I was just thinking, like, I am a bad man. I'm a bad man. I was looking at myself in the ring, letting a big fella hit me all up the body and that. Yeah. I was 30 stone nearly. And to come from that in 17 and come back to be heavyweight champion of the world again, and start it all again from a different position, a different point of view, been an amazing journey. And I look forward to the next chapter.
As we all do as well. Tyson, as we say goodbye.
Can I ask you something?
Go on.
Because you keep changing your mind.
It's hard. Spence, no, you're right. I'm happy for the question. Go on.
So
go on.
you've interviewed everybody, done everything. Let's give us your verdict now. After standing next to the big man, come on.
No, I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that because when Tyson got the cut, a bit overweight, I wasn't quite sure. Seeing him right now,
overweight. I was a lot skinnier last time.
No.
When I got the cut.
No, when I saw you in Morecambe, I thought, okay, you've definitely lost a bit of weight since then. Seeing you right now, the whole week, everything, I'm swinging. But
come on,
swing
give us your
tomorrow
verdict.
as well.
That's not an answer.
Spence, my ass is firmly on the fence. That's what they do.
Barry? What
firmly
about
on
you?
the fence.
No, I've been from the beginning. I said I picked Tyson not just because of the size, and I'm not saying because he's here. I think Usyk is a phenomenal fighter and can cause him plenty of problems. But the adaptability of Tyson Fury, for me, always gives him that edge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one, Spence. What we do know, and it should be a tough one as well, number 1 versus number 2, unbeaten versus unbeaten, undisputed, all the marbles on the line, it should be a difficult fight to call. If it was
nothing
easy,
away
then
from Usyk.
Wouldn't be undisputed.
Take nothing away. I mean, like Tyson said, look, if he beats Usyk, and he will beat Usyk, nobody can then say what they've all been saying, that he's the best fighter in the world, Usyk. So nobody can say he was shit or he was rubbish or whatever.
Apologies for the language.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, that's okay.
Sorry. So nobody can say that. Everything's on the line Saturday.
Everything's on the line Saturday. Tyson, all your fans are back home watching. Why should they tune in on Saturday?
Tune in and watch me. Saturday night.
There you go. We didn't hear you, Tyson, the mic. We didn't hear you.
Tune in on Saturday night and watch me, the Gypsy King, become undisputed. There it is.
There you go. There you go. Tyson Fury, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Spence, thank you for putting me on the spot. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Spence, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Thanks, Baz.
He certainly did.
Thanks, Dwayne.
I think that's what you call being put on the spot. Okay, let's remind you of what we've got coming up on Saturday. It all kicks off with Isaac Lowe versus Hasibullah and Ahmadi. Daniel Lapin will take on Octavio. Pudivitr. And then we go to the main card. David Nyika versus Michael Seitz. I fight that one. A very good fight in the cruiserweight division. Then we move on and stay. So it's not international light heavyweight contest, it's a cruiserweight contest. Sergey Kovalev will take on Robin Serwin Safar. Mark Chamberlain will take on Joshua Wahab for the vacant WBC silver lightweight title. And then a guy that everyone thinks is going to go all the way, Moses Itauma, takes on Ilia Mezenchev. And then the big boys, Frank Sanchez versus Agit Kabayel. Great fight that someone's O has got to go. And then all the title fights. Joe Cordina versus Anthony Cacace for the IBF and IBO super featherweight straps. Jaya Opetaia versus Mairis Briedis for the vacant IBF World Cruiserweight title. And then you just saw him here, Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk for all the marbles on planet Earth. By the way, they put it on me. Darren, I needed you, Darren. I needed you. Where were you,
I'm
Darren?
out of breath. I've been running around the back there. It's too hot for this running around lot.
He was crying when you went.
No, I was. Spencer said, okay, go on, Eddie. Who are you picking? I was like, oh, my ass is firmly on the fence.
I'll see that.
It is on the fence. But look, Tyson looks in good shape, Daz.
He does. good shape, full of confidence. You've got two fighters here. I've said about Usyk, but you've got two fighters here who never get phased. See, Fury used to be a guy who try and get in your head. And that was one of his strengths. He'd get in your head. He hasn't tried it with Usyk, and I think that's because he's full of confidence. I honestly do think that we're going to see a really good performance. It still might not be good. I think it's going to be good enough. It still might not be good enough because Usyk is a special athlete. But I think that if he comes in if you see the best Fury and the best Usyk, this is a fantastic fight.
It really is. I mean, look, I know they kind of put it on me here, and I was honest with my answer. I'm going to change sides all the time because it is so hard to call. I think it is a 50-50 fight. You are generally looking at number 1 versus number 2. It should be difficult to call. It should be easy to make a pick.
And it's brilliant that that's the case. Number 1 versus number 2. We don't quite know who is the best. We're going to find out for sure. But there is an air of confidence from the two that I don't think I've seen before. You know, in a fight of this magnitude against someone who's so good. They're like, I'm the boss.
So one of them is usually a bit twitchy or itchy. Yeah, something, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. But this one, they're just like, nah, this is my moment to shine. I'm going to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And it really does. Look, the hairs are standing up. It's that special.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Fight week has started. This was it, day 1. And look what day 1 brought. Can you imagine what tomorrow's going to bring as well? Make sure you join us for the media workout. Starts at 7 p.m. UK time. And scan the QR code because you really, if you are a boxing fan, how can you miss the undisputed heavyweight title fight? You can't. Scan the QR code, get involved, join us on Saturday. But make sure you join us tomorrow for the media public workouts.
A tale as old as time. A legendary champion in search of another champion has found his match. Facing each other under the watchful eye of history.
Let's get ready to rumble! And Riyadh!
It is time to fight!
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.
Hello, darlings. Aunt Helga. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax, web upgrades, I own them. Better design, e-commerce, and smart AI. Now you're fit for the future. I scoot off now. Your digital partner, Ionos.
She's got that McDonald's double points feeling. Yep, him too. And then get double points on the improved Big Mac, quarter pounder, and double cheeseburger. Unlock in app today.
Meet Darren. Darren never used to like the motorway. Then one day, he discovered a better way. Now Darren never hogs the middle lane and always keeps at least 2 seconds from the vehicle in front, reducing congestion, collisions, and transforming his journey. Take it away, Darren.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Say it again now.
Little changes change everything. National Highways.
Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill.